G'day football fans and welcome back to episode 10 of our Manchester United Rebuild here on Dylan on the Ball. Today, it's the final day of the season. We are up to the last day of season 1 under Erik Ten Hag, or not Erik Ten Hag I suppose. So we're going to take on Aston Villa on the last day here and do a bit of a season wrap up. Before we get to it though, there's obviously a few things to catch up on. I think we played, was it 4 games we played since? I can't remember. When we left you, we were 1 win away from the league. I think we actually had 6 games played in the league when we left you. But let's have a look at the league table just to see how we've gone. Here it is then. We've absolutely killed it. We are far and away the best team. You see, we've had a loss. Maybe it was only 4 games we played since you last year. I can't remember. If we win today, we hit 95 points, more than Liverpool or City did in the real season just gone. You see Leicester down in 10th. Qualifying for Europe. They actually won the FA Cup final against Southampton 3-1. So that's who we'll face in the Community Shield, which I guess we'll do as the next video after this one. I guess. I don't know. But far and away the best goal scorers. If we sort it by goal scoring, are we ahead by, almost 40? Yeah. For goals 4, we are, what's that? Quick maths. 37 goals ahead of Manchester City. It's absolutely unreal. Our defence isn't the best in the league. It's the 3rd best. But when you're scoring, 37 goals more than anyone. Our goal difference is 70. That is absolutely unreal. And we're champions. We've absolutely killed it. So at the end of the video, we'll have a bit of a wrap up and I guess set some goals for next season. You can see as we approach the final day, bottom of the table, it's, between 3, Everton, Wolves and Watford are the 3 that could go down here on the final day. Everton have won 2 on the trot, which is incredible. Look, you'd hate to see, really Watford should be going down, but you'd hate to see either Wolves or Everton go down, but maybe we'll have a look at some of their players should they go down. Looking at players is another topic I wanted to touch on before we get to the game. As, we got to the last, or through the last video, I was talking about transfer targets and who you guys thought we should get. We've had a little bit of a hiccup in trying to bring people in, and to show that to you, oddly enough, I'm going to go to our finances screen. Yeah, so you see we've got transfer expenditure highlighted, and that would be because we paid out, as you see, £23 million worth of bonuses for winning the league. So as soon as we won, I can't remember who it is now that we beat. I think it was, we'll go to it in a second, but off the top of my head, it was, we lost to Brighton and then hammered, it was a high scoring game against Leeds. That we actually won the league on. So after that match, we lost £23 million of our budget for next season. So just as I was, throwing in bids for Haaland and Bastoni for next season, I've backed down off of Barella because I think we might actually be alright in midfield with, we'll go to our transfers in a second, but with players coming back from loans and all that sort of stuff, I think we might actually be alright in midfield, so Barella's not one I'm gone for yet. I've tried for some others. Let's go to our transfer screen. Let's see how we've gone, or who we've got. So, the confirmed moves. We've got Frank Kessie at the end of his Milan contract. He's coming over on a free. We'll just have a quick look at him. Look, he looks pretty unreal, doesn't he? He's had a decent season at Milan. He hasn't scored, which is bizarre for someone with 18 penalties. But I just think, whilst Scott McTominay has done a fantastic job for us this season, this guy will just take us an extra step above that, and McTominay can, play second fiddle, I guess, in the holding mid role, but also have a bit more chance to go in the more attacking roles when there's spaces, I suppose, with Donny van de Beek coming back from loan, and then we've also got, obviously, as you see on the screen here, we've got Thomas Lemar coming in permanently. We did activate that release clause just because it seemed too good to turn down, really. So yeah, with a midfield 3 of Kessie, Pogba, and Bruno Fernandes, hopefully we're putting ourselves in a great position for next season. We'll also have Anthony Martial coming back off his loan, Amad Diallo, who's looking great. I might have a look at him later. We'll see. In terms of ongoing transfer dealings, look, we've gone down, I guess, in our expectations of who we're getting. It's not Haaland and Bastoni. It's Fikayo Tomori and Karim Adeyemi. Tomori, look, we're paying only 32 million up front, but it'll go up to about 50 million with bonuses. It isn't confirmed yet, it's at the contract stage, but at 24 years old and another English player, he looks incredible really. A bit of versatility, he can play at the right back position. He's quick, he's big, he's strong. Look, he looks unreal. So pairing him alongside, whether it's Maguire or Varane, either way, I think we'll be well on there. It will mean that we do sort of look to move on either Lindelof or Erik by either way. I'm happy to get rid of either of them really at this point. But I think he would be just a great addition really, adding a bit more quality at centre back and a bit more depth there. Should we ever be without Varane or Harry Maguire. Second player is Adeyemi, who we're getting. I mean, it's everyone who's ever played Football Manager 22 has either signed Adeyemi or come up against Adeyemi, and he's been incredible. With that pace, with that off the ball, that finishing, he's pretty unreal. But he sort of ticks, I spoke about it in the last episode, he ticks the box of someone who is decent enough now, but is also one for the future. Because with Ronaldo having scored 40 goals this season, I feel like he might still be decent next. So I didn't want someone who would come in and complain when I played Ronaldo more than them. So I feel like Karim Adeyemi's a good purchase there. It's still at the contract stage. We're hoping to get it done. You can see there are 17 clubs interested in him, so we want to get it over the line, especially while he's cheap and we can get him for only going up to 17 million. Having said that though, I mean, those are all the incomings, and Cavani's the only confirmed outgoing at this stage. But I'm sure as we progress through the summer, there'll be others who do, receive offers, and people that we're trying to get rid of, like Juan Mata will come back from his loan, and I'll try and move him on. Nemanja Matic, I'll look to move on hopefully, and there might end up being a couple others, who knows. Having said that about the money though, you can see with the output on Tomori and Adeyemi, we'll probably still have a bit more left over, especially if we move some of the wage budget over to the transfer budget, but that'll be down the track, I suppose. Since you were last here, so it's only been 4 games since you were last here. Man, I'm all over the place. So we did lose to Brighton. We needed 1 win to get over the line, and all the media comes through about this being the game that we win it, and we just didn't. That's all there is to it. I mean, you can see we had the chances. We definitely could have done better. Lots of yellow cards, but in the end it was a late minute winner that got them over the line when we equalised, and I was really pushing for it, but it was actually them who got it over the line and won that one. Then the game where we won the league, it really settled the nerves early on, where Diego Llorente popped an own goal in for us, popping one in, settling our nerves, helping us out a whole bunch, before Matic got one off a corner, Rafael Leao grabbed himself a couple, and Sancho got one before late on, an old United boy, Daniel James, popped up with 2 goals late on, so really making it look tighter. I was going to say making it look tighter than it was, but really, on XG, they were the better side. Isn't that weird? It's almost like XG is flawed. Not me going to start that argument though. We then had the 2 tougher of our matches up against some top sides in Liverpool and Chelsea. We beat Chelsea 2-0 thanks to Jadon Sancho coming on in the second half and sorting that one out for us, getting the 3 points. Then a 0-0 draw against Liverpool. From memory, they were actually on top for a lot of it. And confirmed here. 22 shots to 8. They had the possession. We had a bunch of yellow cards. We held out. If we look at the lineup, De Gea had a decent game, so did a couple of our defenders. You can see we started Rashford and he was a bit awful. I think it just came only a couple of days after the Chelsea game, so it was pretty rotten luck, but at the end of the day we got a point out of it. We were already champions, it didn't matter. But anyway, enough yabbering on. That's way too much time spent talking before getting to the actual action, where we're going to take on Aston Villa. Let's get to our lineup. So here's the lineup. I think this is actually, looking at it, our best 11, or has been this season anyway. It's De Gea in goals, a backline of Dalot, Varane, Maguire and Shaw, McTominay holding with Pogba and Fernandes ahead of him, Sancho on the right, Leao on the left, and the big man, the 40-goal striker Cristiano Ronaldo up front. It wanted me to, I did the quick pick just so it filled everything in for me, and then I've made a couple of changes to what they suggested, but one of them was they wanted to start Rashford, and I'm like, mate, we've got Ronaldo up front who scored literally 40 goals. why not give him as much of a chance to extend his record as we can? Anyway, that's what we're hoping for most out of today. I mean, it would be great to get 3 points and, amass 95 points in the Premier League season, which is an incredible effort, but that's not breaking a record. Cristiano Ronaldo has already and could further that, so why not? Let's try and pump him. Let's try to get a hat-trick or something for Ronaldo. Let's get to it. As we are just looking at the lineups here, I'll just remind you to please leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, if you want to see next video, what transfers we make, all of that sort of thing. I really appreciate it, and I'd also appreciate any comments you have, any signing suggestions, any suggestions to get Harry Maguire out, all that sort of stuff. Also in the description down below is the social media, so why not give him a follow if you are interested in football like me? I don't know. Maybe we'll have a chat. I don't know. That almost sounded threatening. Let's get to kickoff. Bugger it. Right, we've just kicked off here, and I noticed beforehand, Arsenal are hosting Chelsea, so that may end up meaning that Tottenham get the last Champions League spot, which wouldn't be ideal for Chelsea, but we'll go to our first highlight anyway. And thankfully it starts off with United having the ball, with Luke Shaw on the left-hand side playing back to captain Harry Maguire. But we've lost it as we go forward. Hopefully these rainy conditions don't have a part to play in today's game. Oh, good chance for Sancho early, but a solid save there from Emi Martinez. Been good from corners though, so who bloody knows? Oh, almost. It was onto the head of Scott McTominay, but he just puts it over the bar. We'll look at the bottom of the table, I think more so than the top, because I just think it'd be interesting to see what goes on. I mean, at the moment though, nothing's changed down there. It's as we started, basically. Another highlight here though, Dalot swings the ball back out towards the right-hand side to Jadon Sancho, who'll hopefully swing one in. To Ronaldo, there it is. 44 goals in the season. The big man, the absolute legend. He has taken us all the way to the title, really. We've scored 106 goals now, and he's got 42 of them or something like that. He's been absolutely unreal, beyond anything you would have imagined. He's won us the league. Just thinking, I wonder, how the Premier League does like the... Oh, here's another chance. Oh, Ronaldo heads us over. You know how the Premier League watches like all 10 games at once sort of thing? Like it has a main game and then shows the highlights. I wonder what the main game here would be. Like, is it one of the ones at the bottom? Or is it Chelsea-Arsenal? I don't know. Who knows? It seems as though Wolves are going down though at this point anyway. Has been a fairly easy first half so far. Decent amount of possession, decent chances, and just a slender 1-goal lead that we'll take into the break. Hoping for more of the same, really. Send them out with a bit more encouragement. Hoping to just carry on, First highlight of the second half is an Aston Villa one though. I think it was Pogba with the headed clearance. And we're springing the counter with Sancho. I think there was someone completely free in the middle. But he's been caught up with now. It was Fernandes, who has scored. It's another Sancho assist. It's a header on the end of a great counter attack, as I said, big header won by Pogba. Ronaldo played Sancho through, who whipped across it in, and Bruno Fernandes did very well to head that down and in. But Sancho's role there was incredible. Really, we were hoping for more Ronaldo goals. Bit selfish there, really, from Fernandes getting it, but that's fine. Alright, 60 minutes on the clock. We'll make a couple of changes. We'll bring on Rashford for Leao and hopefully he's outgoing, and this is his last performance, but we'll bring on Matic. He can get a bit of a hurrah. He can get his cheer from the crowd, all that sort of stuff. Well, that did not last too long. What was that? 6 minutes later? Rashford's being taken off injured, so that's always good. I'll put Elanga on the right though, because I like Elanga playing winger more these days, because he's just raw speed, so he can hopefully get around his defender this way, and Sancho has a bit more of the ability to cut in and do the business. Unfortunately, that means no send-off for Henderson, Lindelof, anyone. Anyway, we'll just have to stick it out, I guess. 80 minutes in now. Not too much has happened this second half, really, past Fernandez's goal and the injury to Rashford. It's just sort of been coasting through. We're looking at the league table. Nothing's really changing. It's all really petering out, I suppose. Unfortunately for Wolves fans, and my beloved Wolves, who might be winning the league next FIFA video, have been relegated here. That wraps it up though. We've won the Premier League. We've got 95 points on the board. The 2-0 win against Aston Villa. Oh, even sadder for Wolves. They lost to an already relegated Brentford. Everton did win, but how did Watford go? Watford lost to West Ham. So, I mean, Wolves could have got out of it. That's sad to see, for me, anyway. But I guess I'll skip through now to hopefully it gives us that end of season wrap-up screen. Here it is then, the end of season wrap-up. You can see there we've got our Premier League or faux Premier League trophy. As far as new arrivals go, I mean they're saying the best we made was Leao. I mean, slim pickings really, isn't it? Because I mean, these three were made before we got here. Geez, they spent a lot of money on Jadon Sancho. But if he performs like this, well worth it. 21 goals, 23 assists. Ronaldo gets 44 goals and 6 assists. I mean, all 4 of those signings were incredible. Tom Lamar doesn't look as good, but I mean, with a lot of his appearances coming off the bench, it's hard to get like a good, high rating. And for, only signing him for 1.1 million all up apparently, which seems off, but he's got 4 goals and 5 assists. I mean, he's done a great job, really. He's exactly what I wanted, and we'll keep him for next year. As far as results, looking at the Premier League, they wanted us to challenge for the Premier League. We won it. Ronaldo, what's happened here? I don't know what's happening on here, but Ronaldo got 41 goals in the Premier League. I don't know why we've only got a B- for winning the league, which seems a bit stiff, but I'll just scroll slowly through our Premier League results. Look, we were incredible. Look at this run. Look at this. That's incredible. From January onwards, didn't lose until end of April. Incredible. Just win. That is, what a season. Been absolutely outstanding. 95 points. Liverpool 13 points back on 82. Chelsea finished 4th. West Ham ended up pipping Tottenham to 5th. Arsenal missed out on Europe, as did Brighton and Newcastle. Leeds finished up in 10th, which is good. Norwich finishing as high as 13th is wild, but as often happens, seemingly, on Football Manager, Crystal Palace have gone down. I mean, we won't look too much at these competitions, it doesn't matter. We didn't win this one, we were awful. We didn't win this one, we made it to the quarterfinal, but were awful in the quarterfinal. And Carabao Cup, we lost to Luton at the first time of asking. Very luckily, they weren't judging us on that one. For whatever reason, I mean, our biggest win is simples. We won 6-0 against Southampton. For whatever reason, this Newcastle one was a match to remember. Doesn't stick out in my mind at all. And then goal of the season was Fernandez. Can we look at it? Here it is, our goal of the season. It's a bit underwhelming, isn't it? Just a free kick. Not really too much to talk about, I suppose, in terms of the finances. None of it's really too meaningful. I mean, I guess that's a good 8-year, sure, that's a great deal. But I mean, I guess it's meaningless because it's the first season. We don't know how good that is. In terms of jerseys, that's a lot of bloody jerseys, isn't it? That is incredible. But exactly who you'd expect to be at the top is right there. In terms of the best team, the best player was actually Luke Shaw, which is mad to say, but he did end up getting 19 assists across the season, which is a great tally. Not as many as Sancho leading with 23, which is absolutely insane. He's had an absolute fantastic season. Ronaldo with 44 goals is unreal, and at 37, averaging a 7.5 is lost for words, honestly. Looking at the accolades, we won a few Manager of the Months, Manager of the Year. Oh, look at that. Wow. I mean, if this is how real Erik Ten Hag goes, we've got to be scared. My goodness. Nothing else too controversial. I mean, player of the season being Sancho, not Ronaldo, is one, but he did have an absolutely fantastic season. Young player of the season being Sancho, obviously. Signing of the season, there was only one option. Goal of the season was that boring free kick. Ronaldo, 44 goals is crazy. And Manu Matic gets a shout out, which is great to see. A few records, but again, they're kind of meaningless when this is the first season. Anyway, here it is. The final screen of our little wrap up here. Confirmation of our league win. We have won the league. We've stormed away with it. We have absolutely killed the game. And just beyond words, we will continue for a second season at least here at United with Erik Ten Hag. to try and improve in the Champions League and hopefully get a bit of business done. I mean, bringing in Tomori and Adeyemi and Kessie, I suppose, is a great start. But really, we want to kick on. We want something else salacious and interesting, you know. And I guess, really, in the spirit of a Manchester United rebuild, we actually need to make changes to United, which hopefully next season is the year we get to do that. But that'll actually wrap it up for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you got this far through the video. I've talked a lot of absolute nonsense. Make sure you do leave a like down below. It really helps the channel get out there. So do comments, so do subscriptions. Make sure you don't miss next season, which will kick off next video. We'll do a bit of, you know, a wrap up of any business that gets done prior to the Community Shield against Leicester. Make sure you don't miss it. Subscribing will make sure that you do not miss it. Also down in the description, as I said earlier, there's the TikTok, the Instagram, the Twitter, the Twitch, and probably a bunch of words that I've already said here on the video, so you already know them. Anyway, guys, until next time, when we go again to defend our Premier League title, peace.